at the end of my speech, the audience should know how to diagnose an open wiring circuit. Have you ever had a problem with a vehicle where it's set in a code and it just goes off and on, randomly while you're driving and stuff like that? Those type of codes can be real frustrating. This demonstration is going to show somebody with little to no electrical experience how to diagnose and open in a wiring circuit. First, you're going to need a multimeter, such as this one, to diagnose the open circuit. But before that, you're going to need to pull the codes. And for example, on this one, it happened to be we had an ABS loss of sensor signal on the rear right-hand side wheel speed sensor. So before we could diagnose that, like I said before, we'll need our multimeter. You'll need your black test lead, which goes in the COM slot. You'll need your red test lead, which goes in the volt ohm slot. And after that, you'll need to put it on the ohm setting, which is pretty much like a resistance. It is the resistance setting. And on mine, you can select to hear an audible tone when you have continuity in the wiring. So for this one, I'm going to test my leads to make sure they're good. And obviously, with the audible tone, shows it's good. I'm getting around 0.8 ohms, which is pretty low for a wiring circuit. Most of them are 0.5 or below. So after you have your multimeter and everything like that, then you're going to want to go and you're going to want to disconnect your circuit. So for this one, this was plugged into the ABS module, and then we had to go to the rear right-hand wheel speed sensor connector, which was this one. So then we would end up connecting one side of the ohm meter to one of our, because we only have two wires on our wheel speed sensor. So we'll connect one to, let's say on this one, it's the wires for the wheel speed sensor are the pink and black one. So that's going to be the third wire in and one down. So that's going to be our black wire. And then we'll have, here it is, the one for the right-hand side rear speed sensor, and we'll put it on the black one. And so obviously we have continuity in the wiring. You can pretty much wiggle test the wiring, and you don't get any loss of signal. And you also have about 0.5 ohms of resistance, which is pretty good. Now we're going to go test the other wire, which is the pink wire. So we'll move to that slot. That's going to be the third slot over. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to pin. You're pretty much pinning the opposite sides of the circuit. So we'll pin that. And obviously we have continuity in our pink wire. And then you wiggle test it, and obviously we're losing continuity in and out. So we know our break in our wiring is somewhere inside this wiring harness. Now, once you figure that out, now you know, hey, that's my problem. So you can either decide to find exactly where the open circuit is and repair that, or you can just replace the whole harness. Totally up to you if it's out of warranty. So that's pretty much how you find an open circuit in the wiring harness.
Well done.